Today I am going to do a little on-the-road video shoot. I am going to be interviewed by a friend of mine. His name is Ryan Atkins, and so he's going to interview me today on my opinions on virtual reality or augmented reality, how I got involved, and talk a little bit about how I'm trying to relate that to actors. So I'm going to bring the camera along and we are going to do a little behind the scenes journey. Hello everybody, Doug Fahl here with Augmented Actor, where we help you augment your acting career with tips, tactics, and tech. I am going to be interviewed by Ryan Atkins, and I met him at a week-long hackathon at Microsoft. We were on a team together and we were creating virtual and augmented reality projects, and our project happened to be this inventory system for Microsoft's HoloLens, which is an augmented reality headset. And it went over really well. And Ryan and I talked at the time about working on YouTube. And so he's going to interview me today. And a little later in the video, I'll show you excerpts from the interview. And stick around to the end of the video where I will ask you a trivia question. The answer is somewhere in this video. So come with me. Thank you. Okay, I'm heading out to the shoot, so I will see you when I get there. Got my actor toolkit, got a tripod so that maybe I can set up some shots, and we'll see how it goes. So I took the bus to this shoot and I am waiting outside because I got here a little bit early, so that's always a good thing. And I'm just looking at YouTube videos while I wait. To prepare for this interview, Ryan sent me a list of about 10-12 questions so that I could formulate some of my answers in advance and kind of be thinking along the lines of what he's going to ask. And so I didn't really prepare too much because it's just going to be talking. It's the conversation might go in any direction. So I got to be limber, ready to improvise. We are going to be doing our interview at a place called The Collective in downtown Seattle. He's going to be interviewing me today.
Virtual reality. Check.
Right. So what are some of the challenges that you're facing today?
Ambient noise. Record stuff. Is that sort of casual enough?
I think so.
That's perfect. So Doug, thanks for doing this. Collaborating on this video.
Sure.
Your background is in acting, voice acting, as well as
on camera,
and then as well you have a background in graphic design, motion design,
video production, 3D modeling, and texture art, that kind of stuff.
So how did you get into virtual reality?
About 3 years ago, I went to a Seattle VR AR meetup. I thought, wow, this is really advanced. It's here now. And it was sort of that key defining moment. As an actor, when I first went on stage and I got all the chills of being in front of an audience and the adrenaline rush, that was a key defining moment. I said, I want to do this. So this is my calling, basically.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I put on that VR headset for the first time that I thought, I got to do this. I got to figure out how to do this. Find out how I can become involved.
Yeah.
And then as from an acting background, there's tons of performance opportunities in VR. If you're doing 360 film, there's a whole market for actors, and there's also voiceover and motion capture and all those kind of new technologies being applied. So I'm kind of looking to bridge the gap between acting and motion graphics and virtual reality and find the connections so that more and more people can become involved. Ways to introduce people to VR and through an acting lens.
Tell me about that project.
The YouTube channel is called Augmented Actor. It's one of the few alliterations I could come up with that uses but it also means to add on to your acting toolkit.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Augment it with new technology. So I want to explore applications, augmented reality, virtual reality, and 360 film, and doing motion capture, voiceover, and that kind of stuff, and playing around with apps like Mind Show and Alt Space to to find theatrical performances within Altspace, or use Mindshow to create your own characters and help you learn improvisational skills, that kind of stuff. In Mindshow, you express yourself, you change your character's expressions with a thumb pad. Whichever direction you push it changes from angry, sad, happy, excited.
Yeah.
And so actors that are going to use these as acting tools, creating films or theater experiences within virtual reality, are going to have to learn how to, at least initially, express themselves, make hand gestures and stuff with their thumbs or controllers.
Right.
So it's a whole new technique that you got to learn as an actor in order to work in those environments.
How is acting in VR 360 different than traditional acting?
Right. Well, there's a big difference between theater acting, because you want to. A theater actor, you project loudly, you're broader in your facial expressions and your movements because you got to play to the back of the house. And film acting, you're much more intimate, the camera's closer, you have to learn how to control all your facial movements and your eyes a lot more. And 360 film kind of combines both of those things. You have much longer takes for each shot in a 360 film because there's no cuts. So it's like you're on a big stage and you got to learn longer sequences, which is a very theater technique. But then you still have to be nuanced and control your movements and be very film-like in your performances. So it's a combining of those two skill sets. Yes. Also, there's a lot of technical stuff with the camera. You can't be more than 5 feet close to the camera without getting fisheye distorted. On a film set, they're doing your close-up or your shot, and you might have an actor or a stagehand off camera reading with you. The director can feed you, try it this way, do
so
this.
So what is off camera?
Off camera, so
if
I'm looking at this camera here, the actor is over there, and that's off camera. I direct my gaze to them. Director can be over here giving me directions, saying, go that way, do this, But in 360, the camera is the observer. They're in the center of the scene. You have to have the other actor in the scene. You can't hide somebody behind the camera.
Yeah.
You have to engage with the actor. Your eye lines are different because in 360 the film is distorted. So when I'm looking directly at an actor's eyes, I'm not actually, it doesn't look like it on 360 film. So you have to kind of gaze off to the right. Both of you do. And you both have to do it convincingly.
Sort of like the paths of an airplane around the globe.
Right. Yeah.
A straight line isn't.
Exactly.
And a flat map is actually a.
Right. So a director has to sort of be able to establish that in the shot and give direction to the actors so that they know exactly where they're supposed to look. They also have to know where to move and how to get around the camera if they're near the camera, because it's not a straight line past the camera. You have to kind of arc around.
Oh, interesting.
And there's also stitching points in the 360 film, because the film wraps around and it has to be stitched. So if you have to learn how to avoid those areas of the set, otherwise you'll have a weird stitchy look.
Sure.
Plus, you have the film crew that has to light the scene or do all their setup, and then they all have to run and they have to hide behind trees and boxes and rocks and stuff so that they're out of the shot, because it shoots in 360 degrees. So you as an actor, it's like very much like being on stage, theater in the round. You got an audience all around you, or at least they can look wherever they want. You can't focus a camera on a close-up. You just have to guide them with lighting, guide them with your stare, guide them with your motion, your voice, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things to consider, and it's tricky. I think everything in my life, I think the underlying theme, the thing that makes me excited about any new technology or any vocation, is that I want to create magic. I want to entertain. I want to make something humorous and magical and fun and new out of something that isn't there already.
Yeah.
So acting fulfills that, motion graphics fulfill that, video production, all those things. And VR seems like the biggest platform for that. Camera still running?
It better be.
Double check.
Well, cool. Thanks so much, Doug. I really appreciated the conversation, and look forward to keeping up with Augmented Actor and seeing where that goes.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
That was a truncated version of the interview. To watch the full interview, I'll put a link up above and down below. Okay, here's that bonus trivia question I promised you. Name one obstacle actors face when shooting a 360 film. Put your answer down in the comments below. And also, if you are a 360 actor, I want to hear about your experiences in 360 film. What obstacles did you face? Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. We will see you next time.